All right, guys, welcome back to Future Proofing You Book Club. This is Chapter 7. Title is Don't Fly Solo. Find the right mentor for each phase of your career. Each phase. The quote of this chapter is, had there not been you, there would have never been me. And that was Oprah Winfrey speaking to her mentor, Barbara Walters. Then it goes into the story, right? So this story, at 220 pounds, he was tough enough with a chip on his shoulder and no future. One day at school, knowing he was too big for anyone to stop, he went in to use the teacher's bathroom. As he was washing his hand, a guy goes in there, looked at him and says, "You shouldn't be here." He said, "Yeah, right, give me a second." That's when this guy replied, "You get the out of here." He was bright red, veins everywhere, and this kid kind of walked by him and brushed his shoulders by him. That night, that kid knew what he did was wrong, so the next day, he went up to that man who yelled at him and he apologized. This Freedom High School coach, Jody Wick, said, "I appreciate your apology. I want you to play football for me." So this guy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, said, "Okay." From then on, because of Wick's guidance, he was not only awarded a full scholarship to the University of Miami, but he would go on to play in the NFL, wrestle professionally, and become one of the highest paid actors in the history of Hollywood, earning over $300 million. Having a mentor at such a low point in his life changed the trajectory of Rock's entire future and catapulted him to heights that he could have never imagined for himself. "It changed my life," Johnson recalled. So, truth number 7, you can't go it alone. I thought it was a typo, but it's not. You can't go it alone. And it talks about how a good mentor will challenge you to stretch your goals. The question is, what are you truly capable of achieving? What is holding you back from achieving your goals? And then it goes into, through constant dialogue, going around and around, evaluating your progress and mistakes, the mentor raises your trajectory and propels your career farther than you first thought possible. Lastly, a mentor centers you and keeps you on target so you can smash through barriers and reach your goals. Like the rock and the stone, you can't achieve success on your own. So, even action stars need mentors. It's important to recognize that every step of the way I had help. It's important to acknowledge that. Arnold Schwarzenegger told the University of Houston graduates in a 2017 commencement speech, adding, "As soon as you understand that you are here because you had a lot of help, you realize you need to help others." We want to believe that our favorite musicians made it all alone because too often we all feel alone. And here's another quote. "A coach is someone who tells you what you don't want to hear, who has you see what you don't want to see, so you can be who you have always known you could be." And that was from Tom Landry, the Dallas Cowboys former coach, old coach. So Drake had rapper Lil Wayne, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had UCLA coach John Wooden, Vince Van Gogh had post-impressionist painter Paul Gauguin, Mark Zuckerberg had Apple's co-founder Steve Jobs, and Frank Sinatra had crooner Bing Crosby, Salesforce founder Mark Benioff had Oracle CEO Larry Ellison. Even Mother Teresa credits the mentorship of Father Michael Vander Peet. She said, "Never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time and always start with the person nearest you." The mythology of being self-made is so strong in our culture that too many people perceive themselves as weak or incapable if they ask for help. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Success is a team sport. Now, no one ever built a billion-dollar company without employees, investors, business partners, or customers. The first step of solving any problem is recognizing that you have a problem. If you're afraid to ask for help, ask yourself why. Most likely you're afraid of it's not receiving help, but the rejection of getting turned down. Successful people hate being rejected just like everyone else, but they overcame their fear by looking past that moment. Sir Richard Branson advises, adding, "Going it alone is an admirable but foolhardy and highly flawed approach to taking on the world." So now there's So now there's 3 ways to find a mentor using LinkedIn. Number 1, look at who writes and posts articles on LinkedIn. Most likely this person who regularly writes articles is trying to come across someone who could be communicative back and forth just by comments. And that's how you get to know someone. Before asking them, will you be my mentor? Get to build that relationship. Number 2, the second part of the LinkedIn profile to give insight into a person's character is their endorsements. And number 3, listed volunteer experience in LinkedIn profile is a valuable clue. So those who have so much volunteer experience is because when they're out, the reason why that's important is because the more you volunteer, the more you meet people, and the more people you meet, the bigger your network becomes. And that's the type of person you want to go after and build a relationship with, because ultimately this person who has a more broad range of their network could find that one person that might be a perfect pair for you. The subtitle is Building a Network of Mentors. Different people see different aspects of us as we progress in our careers and handle the opportunities and challenges along the way. She learned early in her career the importance of being more vocal and assertive in meetings. Another mentor instilled in her the importance of integrity in honoring one's commitments. This was Mary Barra. Are your inner circle of friends and business associates achievers? So here's one group, Young Presidents Organization is successful because they habituate prosperity. Another group is Entrepreneurs Organization, EO, who have built their business to at least $1 million in annual revenue. And if your community doesn't have any places to go for entrepreneurs, it says, what better way to build your own mentor network than starting your own monthly meetup? Other places to go look out for more mentors or mentees or other entrepreneurs is score.org. It connects mentors and mentees in an effort to give every entrepreneur the support necessary to thrive. Score mentors are available in 62 different industries. And then we measure our success not by just how much money we made, but by how much we contributed to the community. It was a 2-part bottom line. And then using mentorship to build your team. Getting people to join your company is only half the battle. Job satisfaction is not tied to a salary. A good paycheck may lure them in the door, but unless they feel their career is moving, they won't stay. Now that you have been mentored and are building a team that for your new startup, the roles reversed. If you want to keep the best and the brightest, whether in your corporate department or at your fledgling startup, you need to provide mentorship to the team. There are 2 types of internal mentorship programs every company needs to implement from day one. Number 1 is peer mentors are a great way to onboard new employees and help them build friends and support within the organization. 2, as your company grows larger, the second type of mentorships comes into play. If I hadn't had mentors, I wouldn't be here today. I'm a product of great mentoring and great coaching. Coaches or mentors are very important. They could be anyone, your husband, family members, or your boss. This was PepsiCo Indra Nooyi noted. But what happens if you invest all your energy into upgrading the quality of your team and they leave? Wow, imagine what happens to your company if you don't improve the quality of your team and they don't leave. Decades ago, when a startup named Whoware had a team come in and pitch me for some business. I was so impressed with the VP of Corporate Development, Ellen Levy, that I asked her to wait a moment after the rest of her team left. All I had said to her was, what would it take for you to quit your current job and come work for me? And then she told him, one thing I never thought about in my big business company job was cash flow. Your idea is only as good as its execution, and it will take a team of people to get you to your goal. The encouragement and support that mentors and partners gave you on your journey need to be paid forward to those you hire. Company culture is not a model on the wall or a mission statement in an employee handbook. It starts from how you recruit, retain, and encourage those within your organization. Hopefully, my mentoring sessions with Van will give him a framework for mentoring others. And that was it. So that was it of chapter 7. It was about finding your mentor. It was about building your network, and it was about giving, kind of a website or communities out there that help build and find your mentor that fits you perfectly. And it also gives you resources to go through if you don't feel comfortable going someplace, but going online and finding your match there, then that's also a possibility. But the thing that I like, besides them giving me places to go to find a mentor or websites to go to, I always thought about what to look for in a mentor. And the thing is, for me to go out there and look for a mentor, I have to really go out there and get to know people. And that's one thing I read in another book about this girl who became also a millionaire just by networking, is when you go to a person, you want to talk to them and get to know them. If you're going to a person for a reason and a purpose, right? And that solely is that purpose. For example, let's just say you're looking for someone to invest in your company, and you go straight to that person and ask them for an investment, most likely they're gonna shoo you away or listen to a pitch. And if you don't have a good pitch, then you're gonna lose their attention. But what this book and the other book I read is, we understand that you want to get somewhere in life, but the idea is not just to go straight to this person and get to somewhere in life, but is to go to these people, learn who these people are, connect with these people, build a relationship with these people, and then from then you speak about each other's interest. When you speak about each other's interest, that is when things begin to grow. But in order for that to happen, you have to become a person who is gonna learn about this person, who's gonna give this person undivided attention, who's gonna give this person a ear, because sometimes all they want to do is talk. They're billionaires, they're millionaires. Majority of the time, they're having people come up for pictures, they're having people coming up for advice, they're having people coming up for their own needs. But these millionaires and billionaires, they want somebody to listen to them about their own needs. And that's where you come into place. So to build that network, it's going to take time. To you, you may not have the time, right? You want to wait for me, right? Unrealistically speaking, I want to make $1 million within the week, this week, at the end of this week. But if I go to that person expecting that result, they're just going to brush me away because I got to get to know them. So what's important is for me to build that relationship, and it might not give me that $1 million within the week, but it's going to build me that relationship within the week that's going to get me closer to that goal. Now, when you're on this road on entrepreneurship, you want to make sure that the road you're taking, that you're growing and benefiting from left to right or right to left. And your one road, you want to build that network on your right side, build that network on your left side, so that you have places to go to. You want to expand your roots and land into different people's gardens so you can learn them and understand them. And if you land into these people's gardens and you build that relationship with them, they're going to water you so that you sprout more within their garden. And the more you do that on your road, in your entrepreneurship road, the better your outcome's going to be. And you might not make that $1 million by the end of this week, but for sure later down the road, within a year or two, you will come closer, or you actually will make that $1 million. But it starts with you growing your roots into other people's gardens and building a relationship with them so that they get rid of the weeds that don't belong in your garden, and they nourish and feed you and build you up. That is why it's important that even though you have an outcome, right? Even though you have your vision and you need this person for an investment, look at them as a person. Look at them as you. They want somebody to talk to. They want somebody to hang out with. They want somebody to spend time with. And this is what I've learned from the books that I've read. I can't remember that title. It was some lady. And then this one. And it just talks about that. And then later on, depends on how wide your roots are into other people's gardens, could determine the outcome of your financial success. But that is it for chapter 7. Chapter 8's title is Everything is a Tech Startup. Yes, everything. This one's very interesting. I'll make another video for that one. But again, thank you for joining this book club. Comment what you got from this chapter. Like, subscribe, join this channel, join the book club, buy yourself a book. You learn much more if you read the book along with me. I mean, we're already in chapter 7, and I think it's only been a week and a half since I started reading this book. That's pretty good. The next one, I don't know. Anyways, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, buy your book, and join this book club.